Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing well. And so let's get straight into this video review. We're reviewing Married at First Sight season 13, episode 6. So if you've been watching the season so far, then I'm sure you're aware of the couples. We've got Gil and Myra, Zach and Michaela, Rachel and Jose, Johnny and Bao, and Brett and Ryan. So, I don't know what your opinions are about which couples might end up staying married and which might decide to get divorced at the end of the season. But for me, my opinion on this is that I think I see Zach and Michaela sticking it out till the end and remaining married. I see Rachel and Jose staying married, and also Johnny and Bao. I feel like these are very compatible couples. Not to say that the other couples are not compatible. I think that they might be compatible, especially on paper, but in reality, I'm fine. Like they seem to be having a bit of difficulties, especially Gil and Myra. So today's episode had a bit of drama for them. They talked about last names, like whether she would consider changing her last name to his last name. And she said that she wanted to keep her last name in honor of her father. And he was a bit, I think you could see the disappointment in his, like in his facial expressions. Because I mean, I think that we are seeing that there are certain things that they're small little tiny things that she's not really comfortable with compromising with him, and changing the name is a big thing. It's a big thing, and I understand that now the world is changing and women want to keep their names. They want to change a bit of the narrative, and I guess it's going to be a decision that they are going to have to come to as a couple. But I feel like these are one of those issues that they're coming up with, because Gil seems like a really calm, cool, collected guy. He seems very, understanding, and I feel like for all the understanding that he's showing her, that she should also be more open to compromising certain things with him. And yeah, so I mean, it's a big issue. To change a name for a woman is a big issue. I mean, it hasn't been a big issue before, but I think now as the world is changing, it's something that we can change the narratives of our lives how we want them to be. And so it's a decision that they're going to have to make as a couple. Yeah, but this is one of the things I was thinking, like, okay, um, yeah, like they will have to come up with something, and it might be the little tiny thing that's nibbling at them staying together. Aside from that, they did have a conversation about children, but before what led to the conversation was her talking about her childhood. He asked her what caused her to be the person that she was in the present time, or that she is in this present time, and she explained how her background wasn't that good financially, and he also said the same thing about himself. And I mean, reasons, and because of those reasons, she doesn't want to have a lot of children, whilst he wants to have a lot of children because he was raised as an only child. And so I also see this as being one of the things that might it's not such a small issue, and I feel like that's what so many issues piling up might cause them not to stay together. But anyways, it's probably just these episodes that we're seeing of them. Maybe in future there'll be, like, in future episodes we'll see them dealing with these situations. And they had a couples dinner as well, where the couples were discussing certain issues, and stuff like the differences that they might have, like political views and everything. And in that conversation, like, you can see I think both of them getting a little irritated maybe, but they have, I have to hand it to them, they have a good way of hiding their irritation, because I'm feeling like they won't be able to do that for a very long time. So maybe in future episodes we're gonna see them, just be, especially Gil, he's gonna come out and really just say what he feels, because as he was speaking, she kept on, passing these little comments and everything. And it was just like, I don't know if these guys are gonna manage to, stay together
after the whole thing ends, I don't know. But we're yet to see how that will go.
Views between Brett and Ryan. Um, Brett did express that she has developed more, her political opinions have become more now during these times. And she thought she was having concerns that this might be a problem for them as well. And I think, like it could be a problem for them, but I'm also, I don't, as I said before, I don't really see them staying married because I mean, from past episodes, you see that she seems to be the one putting a lot more effort. But again, I feel like in this episode, we saw him being a bit more understanding towards her fears of certain things because in the previous episode, when they had to fly to their honeymoon vacation, like she doesn't like planes and all of that, and he was like, sort of put off by it. From the looks of things, he seemed put off by it. And just to see that this episode, she didn't want to go kayaking with, like, she didn't really want to go kayaking. I don't think it was a thing for her, but she did it because, for him and everything. And he he seemed to, emotionally support her, like, yeah, it's it might be that he wants somebody, more adventurous, but then he's also making room in his mind and probably heart to accept that there's things that she might need either time to get used to, or she might not just want to do. So I think maybe in that sense they might end up working out. I mean, you know if they continue showing each other understanding, because I mean, a relationship doesn't always have to have two people who exactly want everything the same. Yeah, so that's for Brett and Ryan. And then we have Johnny and Bao. I do think that they are going to stay married. Um, because out of all the couples, I mean, I could have missed something, but I think out of all the couples, they seem to talk through their issues the most. So in the last episode, we saw the whole clip of where he was telling her that she was snoring at night when they slept, and he teased a little bit about it, and she opened up to him saying, reasons why she felt very insecure about that. And this episode, we see him also, try, like, opening up to her and saying, you know um how he felt about the way that she brought as they talked about it. Because in the last episode, I think, when she was saying that she felt a little hurt because he was kind of teasing her a bit and everything, and I don't think he meant to hurt her, but you know like, because of that, he kind of, like, had an expression on his face. But then today, we, like, in this episode that we saw, like, he was talking to her and just letting her know how he felt about that reaction. And I feel like they're probably going to make it through a lot, as long as they continue having their conversations and being very open and honest with each other. So hopefully that continues.
The guy seems to have his life all figured out, and she has worked to be an independent woman. And it's a very interesting couple to see, because of her independence might be blocking her from experiencing him. I think it's an obstacle that she is actually conquering. So, excuse me for saying blocking. I mean that it's an obstacle that she is overcoming in order to, like, grow closer to her husband. And I think she's doing a good job, because this episode we saw her let him um teach her how to ride a bike. And I know it seems like a very small thing, but it's a small step in a direction of just, letting him be a guy. And I don't know about you guys, but I think I face the same issue. I want to be so strong and independent that it's hard to let anyone take care of me or even teach me something. I feel like I want to do things all on my own sometimes, and I think I can relate with what she meant, what she means in their conversations when they're talking even about money and how they're going to share responsibilities. And yeah, so it's good to see that she's opening up to him, at the end of the episode with the girls. She was telling them that she's, getting used to the idea, of him being there and taking care of her and stuff like that. So it's great to see. I mean, there's not much to talk about concerning these guys right now because they seem to be heading in a good direction and moving at an okay pace. And as the couples also said during this episode, they thought that they seem to have, really great chemistry, and so it's good to see this, it's really good to see this. And yeah, so I think the last thing we can look at today is the Never Have I Ever game. So I'll just leave a clip, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode, in the next video review. And please don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button so that you are always aware of when I post, and I hope I'll be posting frequently. Thank you.